Welcome back to Programming with R and Matlab. My name is Jan and I'm a finance teaching assistant at Stockholm Business School. Today we continue our basics course and we are going to speak about the code. We're going to speak what is the code and what is algorithm, what is the difference between them, and we're going to say how Matlab and R sees or performs the code. Then I'm going to give some examples of algorithms. Afterwards, we're going to take a look at our example under microscope, and at that I will give you some tips of how you should think when you're going to do another algorithm and do everything for your own purposes. So what is the code? Well, let's start from algorithm. Algorithm is a step-by-step instruction of how to solve this or that problem. So think over when you buy a furniture from IKEA and you take it back home, you usually have an instruction how you can install it and mount it. So pretty much this is the same thing, this is algorithm. Then the code is just a way of writing this algorithm so that the computer can understand it. So for you it may be when you buy furniture in IKEA, you will have an instruction in pictures. So computer doesn't understand pictures that much, but it understands code much better. So this is why you need to use code. So let's pay close attention how does computer see the code, because it is quite important that you understand it. A lot of hours were spent just because you usually don't really get the idea of why computer doesn't understand what you want to do. So the computer is not that much different from you. It goes step by step, but it is stupid. So let's give an example. Let's say you find something which has this sign on it, which is written poison. And on the back, you will see this thing. Caution poison, do eat. Well, for human being, it's quite understandable that not is missing and you should not eat it. While for computer, it means enter safe mode because there is word caution and eat the poison. So example of algorithm. Now let's say you want to calculate the returns for a stock with the following formula, and the stock it's in a variable return, and the formula which means like the stock at price 1, a time period of 1 minus a time period of 0 divided by the time period of 0. So for this you would need to take multiple steps to do it. So first you need to find the price P1, then you need to find a price P0, yesterday, then you need to apply the formula, then you need to put the result into the variable return. So pretty much it is, you need to explain each and every step, and sometimes the things which you think may be quite obvious, you should still be able to kind of make an instruction of how you're going to do it. So let's apply this on our example. We want it to be applied on all the stocks we have from Stockholm Stock Exchange, and we would like to create a 10 stock portfolio. Well, sometimes moving average can give us more than stocks than 10, as we have seen before. So we will apply Sharpe ratio and trainer ratio to get like top, best, top 10 stocks. Well, it sounds kind of a thing to do, doesn't it, yeah? Divide it into smaller tasks, because then the algorithm, if you just try to write the whole step-by-step algorithm in this way, you will get a very long algorithm in fact. So it's better to divide it in some kind of a logical blocks, and then go on from this, and then just write an algorithm for each logical block. And let's call these smaller tasks or logical blocks as functions. So the algorithm. We would like to take all stocks on Stockholm Stock Exchange. You can take them we're going to use 250, but it's you just download more and you'll have more. Then you pass these all stocks to another logical block, which you will be applying moving average rule and selecting the stocks which have a buy signal. Then we would like to take these stocks which have only buy signal and apply Sharpe ratio filtering and select only those which have the higher Sharpe ratio than the market. Then we will take all this which is left, and we will select top 10 of them which have the highest trainer measure. This is going to be our portfolio, in fact. We will call them whitelisted stocks in here. And at the end we want to show these top 10 portfolios and include it to our portfolio. But this whole thing, it only applies for one time period, and we want to repeat it for all time points so that we have different portfolios maybe at each different point of time. And yeah, good news, taking all stocks on Stockholm Stock Exchange is quite easy and is importing it from Excel, so here we do not need to think too much over it. So this is it for algorithms and for our example, and now I'm going to give you some tips when you're going to work with algorithms. If you struggle with writing algorithms step by step, turn off the computer, take pen and paper, and actually try saying, okay, first I'm going to do this, second I'm doing this. Usually it helps because computer may disturb you in some way. Do not bother about the calculations, how you're doing. For example, you may not need to calculate the returns, but you need to write the formula of the returns. And then say, okay, here I will get something, and then I will use this something in next formula. And this is how it goes. So for example, let's say you have one formula where you calculate C, like A plus B equals C. And this C is going to use in the next formula, like A multiplied by C, and to get D. Pretty much, if you try to do this on paper like I did with these two steps, you will always get somewhere, and you will always get an algorithm and instruction for the computer which can be afterwards implemented in a code and can be solved. And yeah, and as usual, if there is too much to do, try dividing big tasks into smaller subtasks. It will help a lot. Thank you for watching this video. Press here to play next video. Have a nice day. Hey do.